Well, the thing is, that's changed a lot in the 5 years I've been at this. That's changed a ton. So when I started, it was pretty simple, probably 3 or 4 weeks to do a car. Now that's pretty much closer to 2 months. The cooling system, displays have gotten more sophisticated, and then AI as well. I think we're closer to 2 months now.
Right. And the reality is probably longer. You don't always get all the data that they want.
Don't forget to take part in our 50-50 raffle tonight. Head on down to Snack Shack. After Steve and Dale, they got your tickets for you. Remember, everything goes to charity.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Green White Checkered TV and the Area 51 Super Speedway Xfinity Series. It is championship time here tonight at Talladega. It is two drivers, 2 points apart, but can't look too far back because you never know if anybody else is going to try to sneak in there and spoil the party up front, as you've got Dean Wilkinson only 13 points out of the lead, and then you got JD Crow and Vicente Guerrero 21 out, Robert DuPont 29 out, Randy Miner 33 out, and Cody Nagle's missing a race, unfortunately, 55 out. So mathematically, I'm going to say it's pretty much going to be the top three, maybe stretching the top four drivers, but I think it's going to be really, we're going to be watching Gabe and Zach Workman tonight. Dean Wilkinson, I think definitely an outside shot, so definitely you can never count Dean out in these races. So it's going to be a lot of fun here. 78 laps is our scheduled distance this evening for tonight's event. And of course, like I said, this is the final race of the season. Also the final race this season with the Xfinity cars. Next season going to be switching over to the next gens, and that will kick off in 2 weeks time on November 6th, I believe the date is. And we will be doing a quick 6-race season for that, and then we will be switching over to the holiday break for Christmas, New Year's, and then get back strong in 2023. So be ready for some new cars, hopefully some new names, new faces, but a lot of great racing and some new tracks actually as well. Going to bring back iRacing Superspeedway. Also going to give Atlanta Motor Speedway a try, that new reconfigured, might as well be a Superspeedway 1.5 mile track. So a lot of fun things coming here to Area 51 on the Green White Checkered TV network. So just saw Gabe Butler go by there trying to get his lap down here, try to get that pole position. Again, qualifying going to be all important. See if he can get that bonus point. We'll see if Zach Workman tries to knock him off the top spot as well, or maybe he tries to go for the highest climber tonight. A lot of strategies in play here tonight, so it's going to be a lot of fun to see what these drivers are going to have in store for us tonight. Matt's going to be hopping on here just a moment if he's not already snuck in the door. So I hope you all are having a good evening. Dean, always good to have you on the chiming in before the races, so good luck to you as well, sir. And yeah, looking forward to what these guys have in store for us tonight. Got about a minute left in qualifying. So I'm going to work on getting a poll built up here because I want to see what you guys think as well. Who you have a feeling is going to have a chance to win this championship. And just for simplicity, I'm going to focus on the top 3, and then I will add 4th on back. So not a knock on those guys, but it's like, 'cause otherwise there's going to be too many options. So keep an eye on that for those that are watching on YouTube. I always love the feedback and support. Glad to have you over here, Kevin. And so this is a tough one for you. Obviously, you want to root on Cody. At the same time, I'm sure you want to root on Cody to be able to push his teammate to the championship. So we'll definitely see a little bit of that teamwork here tonight, I'm sure. Alright, and with that, looks like qualifying has just completed. So let's go and pull up our starting grid for tonight's event. And we talked about bonus points, and it is going to come into play. Gabe Butler gets the pole over Cody Nagels. Cody couldn't quite jump that one machine to get that pole position, 9 thousandths of a second. Jimmy Crow Jr., Robert DuPont, Eric Laurie are top 5. Then you got JD Crow, Vicente Guerrero, Bud Steele, David Bone, Robert Jordan are top 10. And then starting 11th on back, these drivers did not put down a qualifying lap. So you got Kevin Freeze in 11th, Seth Groover in 12th. Continuing down the order, then you got Tom Dixon. There's our championship contender, Zach Workman. They're 14th. And then you got Robert Rock, James Peterson, Richard Sanchez, Bob Fitzgerald, Todd Siebels, Randy Miner, and Dean Wilkinson will be our 21 drivers taking part in tonight's event. So we'll see. So right now, you look at Zach Workman. So he's starting 14th. That does give him some potential to try to see if maybe he can get that the highest climber to offset Gabe Butler's pole position. Again, Gabe's going to get 1 bonus point with that pole. So basically what that's going to do is that's going to move him from a 2-point lead at the moment to a 3-point lead. And of course, as we mentioned, of course, we're going to have to wait till everything is calculated, bonus points, all those things. Those will be very, very important tonight with these guys. And like I said, Dean Wilkinson, he's only 13 out. And Dean is also in a great spot to try to get that highest climber as well, because he's starting shotgun in the field here, 21st. And again, it's only 13 points difference between Dean and them. So if Zach and Gabe get too focused on each other, that could open the door for Dean to sneak in there and grab some spots. So that's what we're here for. That's what we're going to find out in approximately 78 laps time as the field starts to roll off for their warm-up lap here.
Evening, Gael.
And there's our partner in crime, Matt Wagner. Good evening, sir. All right, Matt. It's championship time here. Like I said, we got a 2-point lead coming into tonight for Gabe Butler over the 18 is Zach Workman. Then 13 out is Dean Wilkinson. So I'll say, well, what are we thinking here, Matt? I mean, obviously a great run last week for Dean, getting the win, gaining a ton of points. He's going to need to do the same again here tonight, and probably have a little bit of bad luck for the other guys as well. But yep, it's all down to it here.
Yeah. I keep talking about it every week. You gotta be mistake-free coming on pit road. You gotta keep your competition in your mirror. That's obviously number one. Gabe, it's pretty tough. You're gonna need your teammates, and wow, this is gonna be intense. I have no idea what to expect, and we got a nice little field here tonight.
Yeah, it looks like a 20-car group here tonight. And you mentioned that right there. I think the big thing too is teammates. So I mean, we know that this Limitless has maybe a little less drivers in their brigade, if you will, but very strong drivers with the 06, the 14 as well, the 18. 3 very strong drivers. I think we might see Seth Groover in the 02 work with them as well. He'd be a great addition to that mix as well. We know how good Bootknocker is, and then of course, we look at the TW Motorsports group along with the other group as well, kind of the tied in there, like with the 6 of Bud Steele being part of. I gotta remember the name again here as I'm gonna do this quick search. Where are they at? Oh, Bad Company, that's what it was. I gotta keep notes of these things, Matt. There's too much going on here, but they're coming through the tri-oval. We're about to get underway here tonight at Talladega, waiting for that green flag to fly. as I hit the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out, and we are underway here. 78 laps of scheduled distance. Gabe Butler, a great start, and he's got some good help right behind him. Jimmy Crow Jr. there, Eric Laurie. That's what he wants to see. He wants to see if he can lead lap number 1, I should say, and try to see if he can knock that 1 bonus point out right off the bat. And also need to mention that the 21 of James Pearson has rolled out of pit road. He started from the pits there, so I think it's a new name, new face to the league, so definitely good to see some new drivers in the field. Again, probably going to see a lot of that in the coming weeks as well during that quick 6 race season that we're going to see between the 3 series. But right now, here comes the drag race through the trial. Well, for lap 1, can Gabe get that bonus point? Yes, he can. So give Gabe 1 bonus point. So move that number from 3 points after the pole position to 4 points now over that number 18 of Zach Workman. Right now, Zach just kind of playing it cool, calm, and collect in that number 18 RBN podcast Toyota Supra. But again, I think he's just waiting and biding his time. And it looks like Bob Fitzgerald, also good looking Toyota Supra paint scheme in that 08 machine as well. It kind of goes back to the Mike Skinner flame paint scheme that I'm pretty familiar with. But there, look at that. There goes the 39, Jimmy Crow Jr. He actually gets in front of that teammate in the 1. So let's see what Jimmy can do here as well. And actually, I'm going to poke around here as I think. Oh, no, yeah, Jimmy is over there with him. He saw for a moment the 5 there, JD Crow. He was peeking to that 3rd lane map, but decided to tuck back in. Kevin Freeze looking up top as well here.
I was kind of checking out, see where all the limitless guys were running.
Right now, Cody's kind of leading the group of those guys. Vicente's not too far back in that 14 car. But then you got to go a little further back to find the other 2 with the 02 of Seth Gruber. He's kind of, right now, just kind of cruising in the middle. But I'm looking at there's that 3rd lane, the 5 and the 25. And look who saw the momentum going, the 6 of Bud Steele. He said, yeah, you guys come and push me. And that 5 of JD Cruz said, I got other ideas. He tucks underneath the 6 car. And there goes the 25 as well. So unfortunately, Bud tried to make a move to get the push he wanted, but he's going to get hung out there. Now it's going to be the 5 and the 02 looking up top on the 3rd lane, as Bud looks like Bud's going to try to join them there as well. But so that's the thing. You feel like you make the right move, but they don't have to work with you if they don't want to. And they decide, you know what, I think we'd rather be a little further up ourselves. They don't want to give Bud that extra boost. So, but I'm watching. Remember we talked about Dean Wilkins starting pretty much shotgun on the field, Matt. He's creeping into that top 5 here, right behind that number 50, or right behind the 25.
Oh, there
Kevin
goes
Freeze.
Gabe to the back.
And yep, Gabe's got his bonus point. He said, you know what, these guys are getting racy. I'm going to back it down here and try to play it safe. So, again, sometimes you got to be a little bit conservative to try to win these championships, and Gabe has definitely made the right moves a lot of times in these races. So, we'll see if that comes into fruition tonight. Big move to Robert DuPont, got to the middle lane, got to the front, but will he lead the lap? Answer's no. JD Crow's going to get the momentum up top from the 0-2 push of Seth Gruber. He's going to lead that lap. It's just for a split second. Kevin Freeze looked like he wanted to try to clear low, couldn't do it. Stays in that middle lane to the outside of the 07. And like I said, it's all jockeying. And yeah, Jimmy Crow Jr., he said, I've seen enough as well. I'm going to drop to the back here in that 39 machine. He's going to go right back to that number 1 of Gabe Butler and said, yeah, I like what you did there, Gabe. Let's back it down here. There's the big move by Kevin Freeze to clear himself.
Yeah, that's probably what I would do. Right there where Gabe is at. Just be right in that 1st lane, right in front of the, I would call it the mess.
It's busy up front right now, that is for sure. Right now, like I said, Dean Wilkinson's going to try to get his lap led. And we mentioned as well, I believe we talked to Dean last week after his wedding. He said, pretty much, yeah, I'm going to be going for broke. Try to lead the laps, lead the most laps. Again, I mean, he's pretty much, if he can finish towards the front of this field, he's almost guaranteed the highest climber in this race just because of where he started in this race tonight. So, I mean, Dean's in a good spot to try to max points in that 55 machine. So, like I said, he's obviously got to try to keep it clean, no incident points, but at the same time, he can really kind of hustle this car and just be aggressive, try to lead a lap, lead the most laps, and try to get the highest climber to get those 3 bonus points and then maybe try to have incident-free race and almost get to 6 bonus points as well. So there's a lot of opportunities here for that number 55 of Dean Wilkinson. Like I said, you definitely can't count your eggs before they hatch here in this series. We've seen these things come down to ties and by just 1 or 2 points as well.
This chicken's got it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Right now we've got a good little indecision here on the poll, though, looking at who thinks they win the title. Right now, Gabe Butler's got a vote, Zach Workman's got a vote, and actually we got someone thinking an underdog, someone from 4th on back's going to win the championship as well. So they're thinking we're going to see a big swing in the points. So love to see the strategy. I'm surprised right now, no vote for Dean yet, but again, it's still really early in this thing.
Let's see where Zach Workman was at. One of our top. He's way back there.
Zach's cruise control right now. He is definitely just taking no risks in that 18, and I like the strategy for Zach here. I think you do this. This is what I would be doing too. You wait. You save fuel, keep your car safe, and then I think though he can't come into pit road from here, Matt. Again, we're still a ways away from pit stops. However, I do think once we get into that pit stop window, that 18 car needs to start to try to push forward, find his limitless teammates, and have one of them slide him on in. That way he can pit from the top 5 to top 10 or so. Because you do not want to pit from 15 to 20th, because again, you make any little mistake on pit road, you're going to lose the draft. So I think he needs to make sure that he gets some track position before he hits that green flag potential pit stop.
Or see his teammates can get him to leave a lap. That would be huge.
Yeah, and I think that will be a game plan for him as well. And that could be it too, Matt. Maybe he runs one extra lap and tries to get that bonus point when he can kind of lock on with some teammates. But right now, as we talk about limitless, right now they're that 3rd and 4th car on the inside line, the 06 and the 14. And then the 02 is not too far away from them as well up top. Or I should say in the middle lane in that McDonald's machine. So all his teammates are right up front, kind of just control this thing. But what we're seeing right now, other than Gabe Butler, I don't know if we've had another playoff driver lead a lap yet. It's been Kevin Freeze now up front for a good while. Dean hasn't found a way to get around him to get that bonus point. But I'm also looking up at the top side. At what point does maybe Dean Wilkinson say, you know what, I'm not getting the push I want from JD Crow. Do I jump up in front of my teammates, the 101 and the 45? Because you know they're going to lock onto me there. That might be a charge, because also look at the 171, Robert Rock. He's starting to join that mix as well. So got a pretty good group of TW drivers about to get to that 3rd lane here.
And don't forget that 5 car is Team Bootknocker. Maybe he's not giving him the push that he wants. You never know.
I think there's always strategy, and at the same time too, I mean, is it really in JD's best interest to really push that 55 as hard as he can when we're only on lap 10? Because again, if he gets involved, or if he pushes the 55 maybe just a little bit wrong, a little bit of a wiggle there off of 4 there. As you see the 123 right on the apron. Again, great respect by these drivers. Love to see that from James. As like I said, I think new to the series here, but already doing exactly what we would hope those drivers would do. Now hopefully can tag onto that draft. But yeah, I mean, there is some risk versus reward of really pushing that car in front of you. So like I said, if it was maybe like 5 to go, yeah, we'd probably see JD pushing that 55 a lot harder than he is. Right now, early on in the race, it's like, yeah, maybe we don't need to make that big shove here at this point. But I think what we'll see is at some point, do we see Dean decide, you know what, I want to get pushed a little bit more, and maybe he hops in front of that 101 at the opportune time to maybe get that little extra charge. So we'll see, because also though 5 behind him, he's got his teammate the 071 Eric Corey, so they have some pretty good group of drivers right there. But right now, let's say we've got kind of a 3 wide little traffic jam up front here.
I wonder if James is able to attach onto that impact draft. I don't think so.
Yeah, it's not looking good. No, I think it's already swung by him, unfortunately, in that number 123 Voyager machine. So, as I've been there, done that. That was my Thursday, and I had the same situation happen where just they went by with such a head of steam, I just could not tag back on. So, unfortunately for James, he's gonna need a caution, but right now is the only driver a lap down here. So, I mean, they're kind of a silver lining, if you will, on that sense of it. So we'll have to keep an eye and see, but Right now, though, that 55, he's starting to get, this is probably about the best push he's had for a good chunk of this race. Had just a nose ahead of Kevin entering turn 3. Of course, the shorter distance will prevail through the turns, but this might be the push that the 55 needs to get a lap led here at the line. We'll watch to see how close it's going to be.
Gotta be careful between the 101
yeah, it was
and
close
the
there.
071 there. A little close contact there.
I think Kevin still led that lap there, but it was tight.
Just barely kissed the wall. Right on the upper lane.
Yeah, it looks like he hangs on to it though, but yeah, that 45 just had a little bobble there just up against the wall. So look at the side of that car, looks pretty clean, no worse for wear, but it looks like he might be saying, yeah, maybe I don't want to run that third lane right now, I'm going to back it down a teeny bit. So I think decided, you know what, now's not the time here. But I think what this is going to open up though is I think watch this third lane now. I think it's going to change for a new group of drivers. Watch the 5, the 02, the 39. You can already see the 39, he's peeking, saying, hey, I'm ready to go if someone wants to go with me. But no takers as of yet. Well, as once again, we're going to get a nice little challenge here through the tri-vault to see who leads this lap, which will bring us to lap 14. And I believe Dean Wilkinson will lead that lap, so that's a big bonus point for that 55. And he's going to clear, no, he's going to stay up top, actually. Didn't feel comfortable trying to drop down in front of the 25. He's going to actually jump to the top here, let these guys go on by. Job done, he got his bonus point. He says, all right, you guys go ahead and keep racing on. I'm going to back it out of here. So Kevin Freese is going to take the point once again.
Yep. Like I said, anything can happen.
So this is the point for me, Matt. We go back to our championship contenders. Right now, Gabe Weller sitting in 17th, a fair bit back, and then just a little bit behind him is that 18 of Zach Workman. Is this getting to about the time where I want to start to make a charge towards the front? Again, it is a 3-stop race here to the end. They changed it. They adjusted the fuel number, so it should be pretty much a guaranteed 3-stop race to the finish. So there shouldn't be any fuel strategy, fuel savings. And while we went back and looked at that, JD Crow actually just nosed ahead for a moment of the 25. But this is about where I want to see the 18 car say, okay, I'm ready to make my charge. But right now, I think he's just too far away from anybody in that second line to pick up their draft. So I think right now he's kind of forced to stay in this bottom lane right now.
I think it's a little bit early. I say probably about lap 17. Or I say about a couple laps he'll start making his way up toward the front here.
Yeah, speaking of getting to the front, JD Crow just got to the point in that number 5 car in front of Kevin Freese. And that's going to leave just 2 right now sitting up on the top side. The 02 Seth Gruber, the 39 Jimmy Crow Jr. Right now they are the lone 2 up top. Everybody's settled into the inside line here again. I believe the field numbers are around 20 to 22 or so. I say it's been a little bit, I can't exactly remember. I want to say it's about what it was. It used to be 26 laps, but they adjusted the field number to kind of remove the fuel saving strategy from this, where they can just go out and just have an outright brawl. So that's what these guys love to do, and we'll see if that comes into fruition right now. But right now, just kind of got the little calm pocket of the race, it looks like here, Matt.
I've been kind of peeking out of Mr. Workman's Twitch channel, so he looks pretty calm, cool, and collective. Like he's not really moving forward at all. He's just buying his time.
Yeah, so he might be doing the old adage of to finish first, you must first finish. So playing it cool, taking it easy at the moment, as you see though. I say it looks like it's all nice and calm from the outside views, but when you get down, the cameras down to the ground, these things are just flying by the track here. But yeah, right now though, it's all about the inside line here. But what I'm watching though is I see Todd Siebels, he's up on the top side here, starting to steal a little bit of draft from the 02. And actually now you see Jimmy Crow Jr., he's found a spot, he's tucked in. We're about to get the full bottom line train here. So again, a little surprised to see this. There you see the 02 here trying to find an opening. Yeah, Jimmy's going to let him in. That's a nice gesture by Jimmy. Say working with that guy that's been working with him this whole race pretty much. So now, like I said, if you're Zach Workman, your hands are tied, Matt. I mean, you can't go anywhere really unless you kind of commit to somebody. Which right now I'd say Todd Siebels is really the lone driver up top anywhere on the track at the moment. So this is a little surprising to me. I think at this point in the race, I really thought these guys would stay after a little bit more. I'm almost wondering if maybe there is still some fuel mileage in this one. Maybe they learned something from last week and said, oh, you know what? If we do this, our last stop might be shorter than the previous stop. So, yeah, so there's some strategy going on in there as well. And don't ignore us, our viewers as well. Karen, good evening. Always good to have you in here. Say, I know, obviously rooting on that 0-2 of Seth Gruber right now. He is hiding out in the 8th position. +4 from where he qualified in the race here tonight in that 0-2 McDonald's. I believe also a paint scheme done by Peter DeBorgia, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, mom's here, so I say always love it. I say we've got mom of Cody, we've got dad of, mom of Seth, dad of Cody. There we go. Sorry guys. I guess I supporting their kids, and that's again love to see that here. And that's really what it is. It's like sports and racing, all that. Like a lot of times it's a family affair, and that's how a lot of us get into it too. I mean, I know I got into racing in general just through my dad, and definitely been a lot of fun. And my wallet might disagree, but I'd say it's always a lot of fun to see what these guys can do. And like any hobby though, man, I feel like once you get into it enough, it's gonna hurt that pocketbook.
Oh yeah, most definitely. My wallet's been killed, especially this year going Christmas shopping. You know how that goes. Yeah,
I think yours was Christmas in August, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah. But, it's good fun though. I'm saying. I mean, I go back to say while we have the quiet kind of right here for a little while. I mean, my dad, my brother, and I, we actually kind of ran a league in NASCAR 2003, kind of the precursor to iRacing, if you will. Then after that, I kind of stayed in racing. They kind of fell out a little bit, and then at some point, I got my dad back into it. And from there, I mean, it was like he got all hooked on it all over again. And like started from one thing, went to the next, like just continuously upgrading his equipment and everything. It was a lot of fun. Here we go, Matt. Let's talk about pit stops because here they come. It is a big group of drivers here hitting pit road.
Wow, that's a big group.
So this is from 9th to 20th.
I actually have access to how much fuel Zach has got left, and he's got plenty in the tank right now.
Well, the important thing for Zach right now is he's got to hustle here. He's in this main draft. There's about 8 drivers that stayed out from Cody Nagels to Todd Siebels. So they need to push really hard this lap and try to close that gap down, kind of get that big in-lap, if you will.
Here he comes, too.
Yeah, he's about to tag onto Bud Steele and then probably push Bud forward as well. And look at the pit stops of those that are leaving now. No pit penalties, so that's a great job by all the drivers in this first pack. Everybody about 8 to 9 seconds on pit road. So now we're going to watch Cody lead this next pack onto pit road. That's going to bring the rest of the fields in. And you can see it much calmer, though, with only about the 8 cars in here. As I said, big slide by Zach Workman. Aggressive pit entry there by the 18.
Yes, it was. It was very aggressive.
But kept it straight there, and I believe more importantly, no contact, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, man. You know, the key thing is no mistakes.
Hits his pit box there, you see, yep.
That was pretty close for getting speeding, too. Wow.
Yeah, he was full hustle there. He's trying to get everything he can. Looks like a nice exit as well. He's going to tag on right next to Dean Wilkinson. And now we look to see where he comes out with Cody Nagels. There they are side by side. Now these two need to get situated. There you go. Dean rolls out of it, lets the 18 on by. So now Cody Nagels is going to right now be the leader. But don't look too far back, Matt, because you're going to see a very, very bright blue car coming led by the 5 of JD Crow. This is where they're going to have to try to tag onto the second pack here. But look at these guys go. Great pit stops by these top 4. You see the 25 and the 5, the 18 and the 07. And yeah, there you go. Everybody's trying to jump around, try to find where they need to position their cars. But right now, Robert DuPont now being shown as our leader in that 07 machine. Again, Robert has just been nailing his pit stops week after week. He is definitely, that's been, I think, the name of the game for him so far this season, is just being just so good on entry and exit.
Well, we had just pretty much, all it takes is one bad race, and he had his bad race last week, and that was pretty unfortunate for him, but hopefully he can finish the season strong with a win. You know, that'd be great for him. Good momentum going into next season. Yeah, exactly, Ryan. I got to race with him on Thursday as well, and a really, really nice guy. Let's say just had a lot of fun racing with him. As close to those 725 there for just a split second there. But need to mention right now, unfortunately, that we have a bit of a split pack here, Matt. Right now, Cody Nagels, he's trying to hustle back up there. I think he's got the draft he needs. He's got fine. Zach, he's got Dean, so job done there. Robert Rock, Bud Steele, it's going to be close for these two, unfortunately.
I'm a little bit more nervous for Tom Dixon. I think he's on the wrong side here on the draft, so we'll see if he can hustle back up there or not as well. Right now it looks like it'll be a 14 car, maybe 15 if Tom can just catch a break here and pull in a little bit closer. But right now, like I said, that ticker's going the wrong way from the 411 to the 6 machine. So I think we're going to have 15 leaders in this main pack. As Bud Steele actually ran the fastest lap of the race the last time by pushing Robert Rock to the front. So great job by those two. And then from there back, I think, unfortunately, I don't see Tom Dixon closing back up. Same thing goes now. You got Robert Jordan here, Jimmy Crow Jr., Randy Miner, Todd Siebels. They are also out of this main pack. So unfortunately for them, they're going to have some work to do to get back into this main pack. And then also Bob Fitzgerald just has completely lost this draft as well. He is now off on his own about, so it looks like about 17 seconds off the lead. But back up front, we've got now the 5 of JD Crow leading the inside lane. And then we got 3 cars up top now, the 25, the 02. And haven't talked about David Bone tonight on 33 Skull Machine. So he's had a pretty quiet night so far, or I've been ignoring him, but he's worked his way up now into this main pack here after that first pit stop.
Just to make note of what's been going on with the 123, he had exited pit road, and actually I think he had a misshift coming out of the pits, but that's a tough break for that 123 making your debut of James Peterson there.
Yeah, well, it's always tough sledding when you first get going, but at the same time, I mean, that's part of the gig here. But I'm actually watching the ticker right now, Matt, and Tom Dixon, I may have counted him out too soon. I'm going to watch his lap time, but I've been watching. He was actually ticking just a little closer lap after lap to Bud Steele. Now it's kind of going the other way here. I'm going to see what his lap time is compared to Bud, because the leaders ran a 50-51. Tom actually ran a 50-40, so he was a tenth quicker than Bud Steele there. But again, now the ticker's starting to go back the other way. So I'll keep an eye on the interval. Hopefully he can just sniff enough draft to pull himself back in. But right now it's going to definitely be tough sledding for him. But up front, though, we've got pretty much 3 rows too wide right now. And yeah, after that, everybody's kind of settling in a little bit. Gabe Butler, he's right now the first of those single file in the 7th position. And actually, Kevin Freese jumping to the top here. Maybe that car was getting a little hot there. I think he's had to back it up top there to try to cool that motor back down. Wants to make sure he's got that temperature where he needs to once we get to the closing point of this race.
I think Tom just got ever so lucky. There was a big checkup in that first groove there.
Oh yeah,
the bottom line.
50-67 to a 50-19.
And he's caught the draft now.
He's 7/10 in closing. So great job, Tom Dixon, sticking with it. And saying, I'm watching the timer, and yeah, it's closing and closing. So that's a big break for 411.
Wow.
I mean, he was sweating bullets. It's like, oh no, my race without a caution, this thing is over. And now he's got a new lease on life, and yeah, he is there. Good job there, Tom Dixon. He is back in the hunt here in that 411.
The question is, how is Robert Jordan and Jimmy Crow? How are they
lap time wise? They're actually, they've been gaining as well. It's a 50-27 for these guys. Like I said, it was a bit of an off lap last time, but I'll watch what these guys run this time as they cross the line. It was 50-55 for JD there. So you know what? Actually, it's still going the right way. Yeah, 50-22 for Robert Jordan. So they are also gaining here. So don't count these 4 out as well. And I'd say right now you got Robert Jordan leading that pack. So basically what Jimmy Crow's junior job is to push that 74 as hard as he can. Randy Miner wants to stay as tight to Jimmy as he can. Same thing for the 45. Todd Siebel staying as tight as he can with 45. But basically the closer you are, it almost lets the air push that car a little bit further forward. However, there's kind of an unwritten rule in iRacing where it's basically don't push the pusher. Because usually it just then kind of turns into a bit of an accordion, and it usually ends in tears. So that's why you'll see the second car push the leader, and the third car usually doesn't push. They just stay as close as they possibly can to that lead car, or I should say to the pusher second car. But yeah, the lap times, they're still doing it, Matt. It was a 50-40.
They lost a little time that time.
Oh, you're right, actually 50-51, so about a tenth off. But really the car that they need to watch is Tom Dixon. That's right now the last car in this lead pack. And they ran about an identical time to Tom, so that's actually the car they're working on, which is about a 3-second gap between the 411 and that All right, polls have been updating a little bit as well, Matt. We've got 5 votes at the moment, and right now 40% say Gabe Butler, 40% are saying still someone outside the top 4, or sorry, the top 3, and then 20% for Zach Workman. So right now, still nobody's thinking Dean Wilkinson has
voting,
it.
huh?
But yeah, so we got some. Well, I'm leaving it open because I'll say we got lots of racing, but we don't have to close it yet. So we'll do it like the F1 driver of the day. We'll close it maybe on the final lap. That way, that way it's open to the end. And say I think Dean was listening because look at Dean. He's jumped to the top side. Said, "You guys are going slow. I'm gonna go push up top here on my own." Watch Bud Steele. I think the 6. I could see him jumping up top with the 55. And yep, there he goes. He's going to peek up top there. Pick that 155 up, as is the 171 of Robert Rock. This is looking good for these 3 here. Oh, actually, he tucks back in line. Maybe try to build some momentum right back up out of Dean.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the F1 track they race today. I despise that track.
Oh, we got some movement going on. They try to slow the outside momentum just a little bit, but Dean's going to go a little higher. And here they come. We're on board with Robert Rock as he pushes that outside line along. And it's looking really good. He's just gotten clear of the 0-2 of Seth Gruber. Now he's alongside JD Crow. This momentum's looking very stout for the second line. Look at this. I think the top 2, almost maybe even top 3 here, if they wait a little bit. Oh, they're going to hang Robert Rock
out of it.
Oh, poor Robert. But look at that.
Yeah,
great job by those guys.
Not clear. Yeah.
So this
was the same thing happened last week, too.
Yeah, I say pun intended on this one, but between a rock and a hard place there for Robert.
But the job was done by getting Dean Wilkinson up there.
Yes, and this is a good opportunity for Dean because right now these guys are kind of feel like they kind of back their pace down a little bit to me, Matt. So this is an opportunity. Again, Dean Wilkinson, he's kind of on the outside looking in by a little bit, but again, if he can now lead the most laps in this, he can, I mean, right now, like I said, there's not a lot of pressure coming from that second lane, so he can just click off lap sled right now in that 55 car, and this could, again, if he can get this one and then nail the next stop, do the same, he could be in a great spot to try to capitalize on those most lap sled here. But actually, Matt, let's go back, because look at this. Robert Jordan, Jimmy Crow Jr., Randy Meyer, Todd Siebels, they are there. Great job by these guys. We are back to a 19-car lead pack. Again, we saw that with 411. Tom Dixon didn't give up. We're seeing the exact same thing here by those 4. So hats off to those guys. Great pushing there. It was Jimmy Crow Jr. pushing Robert Jordan. And then, like I said, Todd Siebels, Randy Meyer. So hats off to those guys. They got back in it. It is not very often that happens. So, but again, Matt, I do feel like the pace is back to down once again, just a little bit here. Again, everybody pitted around lap 20 to 21, so we should see them in about another 7 to 8 laps time here. But yeah, I wonder if these guys are, again, maybe they're thinking, hey, you know what, we can do something a little different here, maybe save a little bit of fuel, maybe try to cut that last pit stop down a little bit, because even though it's not a fuel mileage race, the pace has dropped by, I'd say, a good half second to second or so.
I think they're worried about the fuel.
Either that or maybe just they're taking a breather because they know this is the final race. They know what's in store for that, so they don't want to make the big moves. But look at Jimmy. Look at that 39 car.
Yeah.
He was 4 seconds. I said, he's like, you know what? I'm just going to keep this momentum going. I like what we were doing here. Let's go for it. And look at the 55 Dean Wilkinson. He's actually going to jump up top in front of Bud Steele here. But man, Jimmy is going. Look at the 101 there, Randy Miner. He has pushed him straight along. He's going to clear the middle lane. Does he clear the bottom? No, he does not. He's going to lead the second line in front of Dean Wilkinson. Those guys said, you know what? You guys are going slower than we want. We caught you guys from 4 seconds back. Let us show you how it's done.
Yeah, because remember what happened last week. So they almost tried to make it 4 wide in. And as a result, you remember last week, it was just a big mess up at the front stretch.
Yeah, unfortunately, those things do happen.
Yeah, it was just a misjudged time sliding in front of the leader, I guess you could say.
So I think that big move by JD and them, I think it kind of woke some of the field up, because I'm kind of seeing the pace start to step up again a little bit, man.
They left Jimmy Crow out pretty much dry.
Yeah, Jimmy's getting hung out by the TW drivers there. The 55 there, Dean Wilkinson, he's picked up the 101, the 45, the 74. Yeah, you've got a TW Motorsports train on the top side right now, Matt. 5 of them strong here. And I was saying, looking, yeah, Jimmy just was able to find a gap there in front of, I should say, Kevin Freeze. But yeah, they're going to try to make this charge happen. So we'll see, though. Do they try to get all of them clear and then drop to the middle? Or at some point do they say, hey, we got to jump in front of Bud Steele? And yep, there's the decision right there. Dean said, I got to get low now in front of that 6 car, because otherwise we're just going to all kind of get stuck there. So now we'll see. I think we'll see these guys up top try to fall in behind the 02, possibly, of Seth Groover. But man, like I said, we're talking about the 55 just leading laps and kind of loving life. And I think that one move he made, though, going from the middle, or from the bottom to the middle, may have been the wrong decision, because it seems like that's where he lost that track position. And I'm saying, because look where JD Crow is, who was in that bottom spot, and now he's actually been holding the lead for a couple laps now.
Yeah, everybody's kind of just holding steady for now.
Yeah, I'm saying also looking for some of the limitless guys. Let's say we saw the 14 up front there, but here's the 18 and the 06. So you're probably feeling a little better now if you're Zach Workman, because now you've got a friend behind you there, a teammate of Cody Nagels. So that's probably a good feeling to have. And so again, what I think I see out of this is, we know Zach and Cody, they went to lap 21. And I think they went straight into fuel save. So expect them to, again, probably go at least 1 lap longer than the main pack. But then make that big charge. So what I would like, again, me being, like, if I'm putting my crew chief hat on, what I want to do is, when I see them getting to about that pit window where it's like, okay, hey, these guys are going to be pitting at probably lap 40, I want to see them jump to that 2nd or 3rd lane, try to start to get that momentum built up before the pit stops happen. That way they're not having to kind of offset the, 1.2 seconds that they're back off the front right now. So in a perfect world, that's what I'd like to see from them. But again, I mean, I'm sure they've been there, done that. There's a reason why Zach is only 2 points out of lead coming into tonight's race. So we'll see what the strategy is going to be. And also Vicente, he pitted with the main pack that last time, so he's kind of working with the enemy, if you will, in that 14. Right now, things still holding pretty steady up front. You see the 6 of Bud Steele. He's actually been able to be the one that lead now this outside line, and get up to that number. Or actually, I should say, Dean Wilkinson got the lead back. As I saw the 5:55, mixed them up there for a second. Apologies. But yeah, so Dean got back to the front there. Now Bud's the one leading the 2nd lane. Again, you can see from this view here, that side-to-side motion that always gets a little nervous when you start watching that, especially when you start getting to that window. Because, Matt, this time by, it's going to be lap 40, so I feel like with the pace drop-off that we saw there, I think we're going to see probably most of these guys pit not this time, but next time by. But we'll see if anybody tries to throw us a little curveball. And, yeah, sure enough, here they go. They're going to go one more lap here. So I think, again, those guys pitted at 20, like JD Crow, Seth Groover. If they can get to the bottom, I should say, I expect to see them in probably this time around, as we just crossed the halfway point in this one. But like I said, I think I see the 18, the 06 try to run at least one more lap and try to get that really kind of that big in lap, if you will. As I said, kind of doing F1 terms, the overcut, where you kind of get that good lap the time after the original car pits. So we'll see what the right call is, but I think we'll see a busy pit road here soon. But we still got a lot of 2x2 action up front, so it's going to be tough for some of those guys in that 2nd lane.
I say, well, here we go. Pit stops.
Yeah, it's let off by JD Crow. It looks like, big entry. Eric Laurie, he's going to hit the cone. That's going to be a penalty for those 71. And surprisingly, the 18 and the 06, they come in with them. I thought they'd go one more lap. So I expect a penalty out of Eric Laurie. I'm not sure for the others, but it's a lot of the boot knockers, some of the limitless guys. You see Richard Sanchez is in there, Tom Dixon as well. Oh, Tom, not the entry he needed. He's going to have to back up. That's going to cost him the draft there, unfortunately, it looks like as well. So we'll have to keep an eye and see as everybody starts to roll off pit road and see how they all do. And it looks like it's going to be pretty smooth sailing for most of these guys. But like I said, unfortunately, that backup by the 411 is going to cost him the draft. And we know about the penalty for Eric Laurie as well. So now let's go to the second pack.
Here comes the reaction.
Oh no, same thing. Same accident
Robert
time.
DuPont. Did
Robert
Robert hit that
DuPont,
cone?
he did. He hit that solidly with the nose, so that's going to be a penalty for the 07 car. Remember, we talked about commentators curse, Matt. I kind of talked up the 07, how good he's been doing on pit road, and Robert, I'm sorry, sir, that I'm going to take full blame on that one, and just for good measure, he's going to overshoot his pit stall as well. It's just everything going wrong for that 07 car here. So he's working on trying to get that car backed up here to get in his pit stall. Actually, no, he's actually, I don't know, it looks like he's actually had to take a tow possibly. I wonder if he maybe ran out of fuel. And ooh, I'm watching, do you see the 02 there, Matt? Seth Gruber?
Yeah.
He was flirting with that yellow line. That could be an unsafe pit exit for the 02. A little nervous about that if I'm Seth here.
But still got nabbed for speeding as well.
Oh man, talk about no mistakes.
Mistakes, man. Let's see if Seth got nailed for that.
Yeah, I mean, he was flirting with that yellow line, so it definitely could.
Oh, it looks like he's good. He got away with one there.
Well, that's a good break for Seth. I was really nervous because he was right on the edge of that yellow line. And that said, though, these guys, they went the extra lap, Matt, and we talked about the overcut. I'm going to call that a success because they're merging out here with the front pack. They're just still building up speed to catch back up to him. So right now, Vicente is going to lead this lap in front of Seth Gruber, Dean Wilkinson, and Randy Miner. So job well done for these guys that ran that one extra lap. And they're about to catch a lot of traffic, Matt, that's rolling out of pit road right now. That had those penalties we talked about, like Bud Steele's one of those in the 6. He's rolling off. And he's got a few cars behind him as well here for good measure that we're about to see, or I should say it looks like in front of him. Yeah, there's the 08, the 123 as well. So we'll keep an eye on them. And you see, yeah, there goes Bud straight to the top there. Again, great gesture by Bud, letting him continue to race on, just hoping to tag onto the draft. We talked about, it's going to be tight here. Jimmy Crow Jr., he's going to need to just hustle a little bit more to try to pick up the draft here. I think right now Bud Steele's going to be his best friend, steal some draft off that 6th car, and maybe can push himself back up into this group. So we'll keep an eye on Jimmy here. Maybe we see the same thing happen twice with these guys able to kind of charge back up front.
Actually, kind of feel bad for the Robert there. What a great season he's had.
Yes, and
actually,
not sure what happened with having to take the tow there as well. So like I said, maybe he ran it out of fuel and so unfortunately just wasn't able to reverse it potentially. I've actually had that myself before. As you see the 08 there, Bob Fitzgerald, he's going to drop down to the apron and let the leaders by. Oh, this is always a concerning spot for the leaders when you got one up top, one on the bottom. But you see they're running too wide, so yeah, you can run the 3rd lane like you saw Eric Laurie do up there as well as that 123. And honestly, for me, preferentially, I'd rather be up top because I just don't feel comfortable running the apron and letting the field by here. But look at the 5 and the 25. Big move there by the 5, able to clear. He's going to get to the middle in front of Seth Gruber while Vicente continues. Say we're not doing pit stops, Matt, but these guys are starting to ramp up the aggression once again. So you see the 5 again. He's trying to make some moves. Oh, you saw there for a split second. The 02 wanted to clear, but he could not. As we saw the 101, there's the contact.
Oh, we get contact. Save it, boys. Wow, what a save by Todd.
Todd had a huge save. JD Crow had a huge save, and it looks like we're gonna get away with it. But Matt, this is the concern, though. Remember, we talked about those guys that are cruising in the back here. One of the drivers that we don't see in the back, Zach Workman. One driver that we do see in the back right now, Gabe Butler in the 1 car. Again, it was a 2-point lead coming into tonight, so he's going to need help here. He's got Eric Laurie not too far away from him. He's also got that 123 mention of James Peterson, but these guys are going to need to push very, very hard right now and basically give it everything they have to catch back up. Because right now, Cody Nagels, he's picking up Jimmy Crow, and I think we'll probably, or sorry, JD Crow. I think we'll most likely see JD go ahead and probably let this guy by to be able to try to pick up his teammate. I think we'll start to see some of that teamwork here in action. But yeah, this is one of those situations where there was no actual wreck. Everybody got real squirrely and saved it, but yeah, very, very sketchy there for a little bit there.
Wow. What a turn of events.
Yeah, this really is going to shake up the stuff. And I mean, so right now we talked about, again, Dean Wilkinson, he was going to need a break, but it was going to have to be a break from both drivers. But look at Zach Workman. He's just tagged onto the back of this lead pack. It looks like it could have been, if it was just a little different, he could have fallen off the back as well. But like I said, the driver I'm going to be watching closely is this group right here, the 123, and the 071. They're catching the 5, they're catching the 06. And then next in line looks like it's going to be Kevin Freeze. I think he's fallen off the back to try to pick up his teammates, because they know that, again, this is the race, and right now as they run, Gabe would not win the championship due to the points differential and the position differential. So yeah, so you see the 5, the 06, the 1, they're going to grab each other here, and then we'll pull up to pull up to 25, and then from there they're going to try to tag on to that 39 of Jimmy Crow Jr. So we're going to watch lap times, Matt, in just a little bit. That's going to be the telltale here, as Vicente ran a 50.36. Gabe Butler a 49.91, so about 0.4 of a second quicker that last time by. So the gap is going the right way for these guys up front. And I mean, now you've got some big hitters up front here, with the 5, the 1 there, the 06, and soon to be the 25 as well. So probably feeling pretty good right now. You know, you got some really great pushers and teammates here in just a moment.
Big shout out to that 33 car, David Bond there. He's doing pretty good.
Yeah, we talked about David kind of was quiet until that second, or until the pit stops, I should say. And then, yeah, now again, also able to get through all that. Now he's sitting in the 3rd position. But you know, Matt, with all what just happened there, how I'll have you do is take a peek and look at our championship drivers, the 55, the 18, and the 1. Make sure none of them had any incident points, because, again, that could cost them 3 incident points if they had a 2X or a 4X. That could make or break their championship hopes as well.
No, they're all good.
All right, so everybody's still sitting at 0 there for our 3 championship, our closest, I should say, championship contenders. As here they come up onto Kevin Freeze. Looks like Kevin's going to let them swing on by. Actually, these guys are trying to jump around a little bit. I think they're trying to get themselves organized and situated. And there they go. I think they're just about getting set up here. So now Kevin looks like he's going to be the one to push the 1. And I think the 123 is trying to get in line there in 3rd, but I don't know if they have other plans now or not. But this will slow this lap down a little bit, Matt. And sure enough, yeah, it's about half a second slower. But now that they're organized, this is where we will watch to see these guys go. Because, again, you're going to see, this is what we watch. Now, we're going to watch off the back of Gabe here out of turn number 4. Because this is what we were talking about, just how well these guys are kind of line up. And you're going to see them pretty much in unison here. Try to make that 3rd lane, or sorry, the momentum to pushing work. So right now, Matt, we are at 29, coming to 28 to go. And, oh, big move by Dean Wilkinson. He's going to jump top. Does David Bone go with him? No, he does not. So Dean's out to dry here for the moment. He's hoping for help. He's going to get help soon from Bud Steele in the 6th. The 171, I would expect to see Robert Rock jump up. This is a great opportunity for Dean. Again, he wants to get max points, so he needs to jump up top, lead more laps here in this 55 machine, try to get that max points led. And so we'll keep an eye on that. But also, you mentioned Gabe Butler, 50-25, Matt. Leaders, 50-62, 0.4 faster that last time by for that second pack.
Yeah, that's scary stuff. Wow.
But I'm looking at the numbers on this main pack. I mean, you're looking really good right now, Matt, in my opinion. If you're a TW, so you got the 55, you got the 6, you got the 101, you got the 171. I mean, you've got 4 good pushers, good workers together here. Then you look at some of the other guys, Vicente Guerrero, there's 3 with them. You got the 14, the 02, and the 18, so that's a good number to have as well. And then, yes, and then looking to see if there's, I think that's actually the main group there. Jimmy Crow Jr. is kind of the lone man out right now, I feel like, in the 39 without any maybe formal teammates. I think he is working with the 510 of Richard Sanchez actually. But again, oh wow, 49.88 Matt for Gabe Butler, 50.81 for Vicente Guerrero, nearly 1 second faster for that one machine that last time by. Give it about 2 more laps and they will be there if they can keep that pace up.
That's unbelievable.
When you get the right guys together who pretty much, again, they pretty much can almost just think the same thing with each other, it's incredible what they're able to accomplish. And I'm going to watch lap times this time. They picked it up front. It was a 50.16 for Vicente, waiting for Gabe and them to go by. It was a 49.83, so this time about 0.3 quicker. And Vicente's actually going to pick up a good draft right now. You see that 411 right in front of him, Tom Dixon. He's going to steal a big toe right now off of that 411 car. That's going to help their pace out this lap. As you see, Tom jumps to the top here. And that's going to bring into the mix now, Matt, Lucky Dog battle. Right now, Bud Steele has it in the 6 car. And Tom had it for just a split second there. And now the 6 is going to be the Lucky Dog once again. And then it's going to be between the 6, the 411, and the 071 of Eric Laurie. That will be our Lucky Dog battle in this race. So that's going to be that race within a race that we always talk about. Yep. But right now up front, these guys up front, they've just decided, you know what, we're going to settle in here, not go too crazy. But again, that's going to slow their pace down, I feel like, a little bit, which is just going to keep helping that group behind them. As it was a 50 flat for Vicente to a 49.89 for Gabe. So again, about a 10th quicker that last time by. They're about 3 seconds now between the 39 and the 1 machine. So you can see them right there. There's the 39, there's the 411. Go back about 3 seconds and closing. Here's the one of Gabe Butler, the 25 and the 071.
Curious this time. They're getting closer, Gaio.
Oh no, that gap is shrinking. It's about 2.5 seconds now between the 1 and the 39. So expect to see that the ticker go the right way again. It was about almost half a second this last time by. So 50.23 up front to 49.78. So Matt, the thing is here, we're about to get to the pit stop time. These guys can pit in approximately 4 to 5 laps. We know that they can go about 20, maybe 21 if they save on fuel. So I'd say earliest I'd say they want to pit is with about 19 or 20 to go. Do we see any short pitters that don't take a green white checkered into account, or do we see them go to maybe 16, 17 to go, just to make sure they have enough fuel without any risk of having to top off if we get a late yellow?
We're getting close to pit stop time there, bud.
No, exactly right. Yeah, so I'd say we're at 23 to go, so it's going to be in about 3 more laps. The window will officially open, but that's going to be the question mark. Is going to be the green white checker. Do you account for that or not? Here they come, the Gabe Butler and company. They are there. Now we'll see, do they take the momentum to the top? And the answer will be yes. They're going to keep running up top there, keep what they're already doing, and try to just kind of get that track position back. And probably driving, I wouldn't say angry, but probably I wish I didn't have to do that, so I'm going to just hustle up right now and get everything I can. But and you see that Robert Jordan there in the middle lane. They're going to jump to the outside of the 74, clear him. We'll watch now what do they do with the 02 of Seth Gruber, because he's now out in that middle lane, and they're just going to keep that momentum, that train going up top here.
Wow, look at Gabe and Kevin Freeze up top.
Yeah, no, they've got somewhere to go here. They are on it. You see the top 2 clear. I think the 071 is just cleared as well. He's going to sneak down here. And now this is the Lucky Dog battle as well, though, Matt. Oh, actually, you know what? No, the 071 said, nope, it was too tight. I'm not going to force the issue. Unfortunately, he's going to have to stay pinned up top there. That was going to give him a chance to try to get up to Bud Steele for that Lucky Dog position, but now he's going to have to regroup and find somewhere else to slot in line. So right now, Bud Steele will stay as our Lucky Dog here for the moment. And unfortunately, 2 that we haven't really talked about. Actually, no, I'm sorry. 2 we need to add to this list here. JD Crow, Todd Siebels, I believe, are also in this group of drivers that I believe are on the either tail end or lap down. Let me look at the timing and scoring. Oh no, I'm sorry. JD Crow's on the lead lap. I was looking at the wrong numbers here. Todd Siebels, unfortunately, with everything that happened, he lost the draft, so he's tail end in the lead lap there. But Bud Steele still continues to be the Lucky Dog driver as they run. Then Eric Laurie, Robert Jordan, Tom Dixon will be those to challenge him. So, but although while we were watching that, new leader, Gabe Butler, Kevin Freeze, they've got to the front.
That's incredible. 5.5 seconds back, and manages to come back and take the lead.
All right, and it's 20 to go this time. When they cross the line, it'll be 20 to go. So, I don't think we see anybody this time by, but next time around, do we see leaders pit road, banking on this thing going green to the end, or do we see these guys wait and account for a green-white checker? Do you think, and have that little bit of extra fuel in reserve?
I think if you're Zach Workman and you got to beat out Gabe, I say you do what Gabe Butler does.
That is what we saw him do last time. That last time by, he came in a lap earlier than we expected him to, and like I said, it was with the 1 and the 25 in company. So, and right now he's in a great spot to react to that as well. So if he sees the 1 tuck in, he could jump in along with him. But right now, Gabe Butler leading some laps as well. And like you mentioned too, I don't know if Zach has led a lap yet or not. And
no,
actually, here they come,
not.
and actually they're going to do the undercut here. Looks like Boonocker's going to go another lap, so they're actually going to try to see if they can do an undercut. And we got a big aggressive entry here. Looks like everybody got through okay. So this is going to get good here, Matt. You see the 55 down on the apron, making sure no contact with his car. Again, these guys want to try to keep these cars incident-free here tonight. So that's going to leave these drivers here to go one more lap here. Gabe Butler, Seth Groover, Kevin Freeze, Richard Sanchez, and J.D. Crow of our lead lap drivers here to go that one extra lap. So this is a great opportunity. We'll see who wins that race out of pit road from those that pitted. Oh, Gabe Butler actually.
Oh, a little bit of a bobble there.
Yeah, I think a push gone wrong. And
there.
This is going to really slow their momentum down. That push gone wrong there. Great save, though. But yeah, this is going to be a tough break for those guys. It's going to kind of hurt their entry lap here. And sure enough, here they are. They're going to all tuck into pit road.
Yeah, it may not hurt as bad if we get to pit this time.
Looks like a clean entry for all of them.
That was a scary moment.
Oh, that was a big save there for Gabe. Yeah, I'm sure that, again, for Seth as well. It's like, again, you want to race hard and you want to do what you can for your best result, but you know you don't want to be in that position to push the person the wrong way. But so they all hit their pit road. Right now up front, Vicente continues to lead. But look at third place. There's Zach Workman. He's got Cody right behind him. This is, I think, Zach's opportunity here. If he has not led a lap yet, build up the momentum, get the 6:06 behind you, and get to the lead. Lead a lap here in this race as the other drivers leaving pit road now. And I think this is going to be looking good for these guys because, again, I think that little miscue on the backstretch, it really slowed their pace down. And there they go. They're going to swing by everybody. Gabe's going to be the last to pass, and there they go, swing around him. So Gabe's going to have to do another one of those big draft pushes to get back up to these guys because they still have some.
There you go. That's what
and,
we talked about.
And there goes 18, Zach Workman. He's going to get to Cody, and they're going to try to get a lap led for that 18 machine.
That's going to be huge.
And they've got numbers. They got 4-2 right now. So, I mean, you know Vicente's not going to push him too hard for it. So this is what Zach needs to do. He needs to get that bonus point because he hasn't had one yet. And unfortunately for him, though, actually we got a couple tucking on pit road right now. Looks like, and actually look at TW. They're thinking third lane here possibly. We'll see if the line that will Zach lead this lap is tight. And I think it may have still gone to Vicente.
Yep, still went to Mr. Guerrero.
But while they do this is exactly what Gabe and Kevin wanted to see because they were about a second and a half back, Matt, but they're running 2 wide, 3 rows deep, and that is killing their speed, and that's going to bring those guys right back into the thick of this thing here. So right now, let's say we're going to have pretty much the full group all back together in just the next lap or two. But the question is going to be, Matt, where do Gabe and Kevin go right now? They're 3x3. All the lanes are taken, if you will. So they're going to jump top right now, but I don't think they'll go to the 4th lane. I feel like that's a big gamble here. But they're thinking about it, Matt. We're going to go 4 wide here.
I think Zach's going to lead this lap. Yeah.
Well, as if they did.
There?
Oh, 4 wide contact.
No. Oh, my goodness.
Zach's on the apron.
Zach.
Try to save it.
Oh, they let him up. They let him up. Team. Ooh.
Yeah, wow. We got 4 wide. It got tight, and unfortunately, there's the contact.
We got a wreck. Yep. We're wrecking in the back.
Oh, big hit for Jimmy Crow Jr. here. The 510 I think I saw as well of Richard Sanchez. Yeah, that's a big hit for a couple of those guys there. The 123, I don't think he was involved. No, I don't believe he was. But up front though, it looks like the wrecks happened off the racing surface. So I think we're gonna stay green here, Matt. And something to talk about.
Yeah, that's something interesting just happened. So I'm looking at my scoring here, and right now Zach's incident-free race has been taken away from him. So now he's going to have to work really extra hard because Gabe still has an incident-free race and the lap led.
Yeah, so I mean at this point, and that's where again, I mean, to me it kind of takes the leash, if you will, off of Zach, because now he can just say, you know what, now I just got to go win this race. I mean that's pretty much all there is to it. So I think for Zach here, because it's 5-point difference between first and second, so that could be enough possibly to offset the points difference. But another thing to mention though, Matt, is this will be a rule change going into next season. They didn't want to make the change mid-season, where if there's a wreck that involves 3 or more drivers that does not bring out a yellow, the admins can go ahead and throw the yellow to kind of, because in normal conditions that would have been a caution. Just the way iRacing detects the yellows, it wasn't in a zone for it. So watch for next season. If you see another wreck like that happen, expect to see a caution come out for it. So but yeah, up front though, Gabe and Kevin, they've got hooked up together, but I believe they're pretty much the only boot knockers in this main pack, whereas there are 3 limitless drivers here, the 02, the 18, and the 06. As you see, I think they're trying to get themselves positioned here, as I think Zach wants to make sure he is the car to lead this pack here. And yeah, there he goes. He's going to sneak up in front of the 02, watch for the 06 to jump up top with them. And then, of course, at some point, expect to see Vicente probably back out on track as well. Actually, I think he still is on track, but oh yeah, that car is heavily damaged. So
we're going 3 wide here.
And yeah, there they go. They're gonna.
Zach's gonna be. Nope, Cody's gonna go with him.
Yeah, a little surprised to see that.
No, he's gonna duck down right into the second lane.
Yeah, a little surprised to see them kind of do what they did there, but they backed down. They're gonna try to push the 101. This actually may not be the worst of ideas if they can get the 101 clear, get him to the inside in front of the 1 car, kind of keep Gabe pinned, if you will. But yeah, there they go again. They're gonna jump back up top. So we're going to stay 3x3 here and say these guys are all starting to space it out a little bit with the 18 up top, the 101 on the middle, and the 1 on the inside line. It's up for grabs here, Matt. Don't forget about Dean Wilkinson, though. He's back into this mix. He got the draft he needed. He's back into this race. Oh, it's tight there between the 1 on the 02, and look at Dean. Big move, jumps in front of the 6 of Bud Steele. He's going to pick up Zach Workman here and try to get that 3rd lane rolling. And there's Vicente, I think, just rolled out of pit road, going to try to get that fast repair. Can he hold the draft, though? I think he's just going to miss the draft there. That's a heartbreaker for Vicente. And they're actually coming up on some traffic here as well. You see there on the apron. I expect to see them drop low, but numbers right now, Matt, I'm watching the lanes. 3rd lane definitely has the numbers right now. And yeah, there they go down to the apron.
No holds barred now.
I mean, we still got a lot of race. That's the crazy part, Matt. We still got 11 to go here at the line, so this is far from over. Right now, again, we're watching this main battle up front here because this is the battle for the win and possibly the championship. So we talked about bonus points. Unfortunately, that contact that involved the 18, that's going to cost him the incident-free race. Gabe still at the moment has his 3 bonus points for an incident-free race. We know that they both have led a lap. And right now, as things run, actually the highest climber would either be between Randy Minor or Dean Wilkinson, so Zach doesn't have that going for him yet. What he does have going for him is he is going to clear the middle lane just by inches in front of the 101. Let's watch. Does he go in front of the 1? Yes, he does. Sneaks right in front of Gabe. Gabe gives him a little shove, a little wobble there for the 1. These guys are making big moves here, Matt, as we're coming to 10 to go.
Hell, you got to. I mean, what's on the line here?
No, exactly right. And it's going to be in Zach's best interest. Of course, he's going to have to win the race. But remember what I talked about, though. The 18 and 1, if they focus too much on each other, that's going to open the door for Dean Wilkinson to sneak by, maybe see if he can leapfrog both of them in the points, because it was only a 13-point difference. And so with bonus points and all that, it still could be enough to get Dean into the mix here. So I'm still definitely not counting that 55 out of this thing yet. And yeah, for Zach, he wants to do right now is he wants to try to keep Gabe pinned here. He does not want to let that one clear the 101, because as soon as he does, you know that the Randy Minor, Gabe's going to jump in front of him and try to get that charge. So really, Gabe's best option here is going to be probably at some point, if he can't get anywhere to go here, he's going to probably have to back out of it and find a way to get to that second or third lane. And right now, I mean, look at the train to the outside of these guys. This is going to be very interesting. How do they manage this?
Zach is doing a very good job of keeping Gabe pinned close to that 101 of, Randy Minor there. It's going to be crucial. It's going to be tough for him. But we have seen in the past Gabe Butler and the 25 have dropped back and get into that third lane and actually push the one car to the win.
And at this point, Matt, I think that's what's going to have to happen. And honestly, that may not be a bad strategy as well, where they just said, you know what, we're pinned here. We have nothing we can do here. So let's back off, because if they back off, they're also backing off the car that they're pushing in the lead right now. And again, I think at this point, Zach almost has to win this race at this point to have a chance to win this championship. But watch right now. Yeah. Look at there's Gabe. Look at Zach blocking him. Oh, they're blocking Gabe. Big move up top. Oh, they're all shaking around, just hanging on to it. Zach is, again, he's trying to do everything he can to win this race, win the championship. Gabe having none of it, and he's going to have a nose ahead in ring 3, but can't quite clear the 18 yet. But now the teammates are starting to get split up here.
Oh, man. Man, oh, man. What a race.
Oh, look at this now. The 101 Randy Minor, he's actually jumped to the third lane. Kevin Freeze has a split second to try to pick up Gabe. He can't do it. And that's going to allow the 18 back in front. Now Gabe's going to peek low. He gets the nose underneath. Zach knew he had no choice.
The door on him.
Great move. Big moves by the guys. Gabe's going to try to get underneath the 101. He's going to get there as well. Man, Gabe is making moves right now. Zach is doing everything he can, but Gabe has had an answer so far. This is getting very intense right now. And now, once again, though, they're back on the inside line, though, Matt. Do they need to be careful not to get pinned down there like they did a little earlier?
We definitely don't want to see that happen to him. Well, he does have his teammate of the 06 right behind him. And I wonder if they can hold their position right here and probably use that third lane and see you can get some friends to go with you.
I mean, at some point, the 18's going to have to jump up top of the 101 unless he can do what he's doing right now, and that's push the 101 clear. Whoa, big! Oh, my goodness. I don't know how he fit that right there. But Zach's going to go from, contact the 6. Oh, we're going to have contact. Yeah, I think this is going to bring out a yellow here.
Nope, no yellow.
Oh, there goes the 101 around down onto the apron. That's going to be off the racing surface. This race is just coming completely unglued here.
Guess what, Gaio?
But look at
this race has turned upside down once again. Gabe Butler's instant free race has gone out the window. So right now, as we stand, this is pretty much the race for the win here, right here.
Yeah,
right,
so it's all about bonus points but here's the problem though. Look at, you've got the Zach Workman's leading, but look at behind him. He's got Gabe Butler, he's got the 25 Kevin Freeze, and now here's Eric Laurie. Might be able to tag onto the back of these guys, and they've got about 1.2 seconds back to Cody Nagels, but I think they're going to catch back up. Dean Wilkinson's still in the mix as well. So actually, Matt, if you can check that as well, how about Dean Wilkinson? Is he still incident free rate in this race?
I see Dean. Dean is... He's got hit.
All right, so unfortunately for our main playoff contenders, that's all of their bonus points for incident free gone. But right now, like I said, Zach Workman, he's between a rock and a hard place, because it's only a matter of time before Gabe is gonna make a move. The question is gonna be where and when. And I'm watching the intervals. That second pack is starting to catch Cody Nagels. It's starting to catch these top 3. But again, though, look who's leading that pack, though. You've got Eric Laurie. You know Eric's going to go with the 25 and the 1. there's no rules against helping teammates even if you're not on the lead lap. So what you're going to see is you're going to see the 06 work with the 18, the 02 probably work with the 18, and then you'll see the 071, the 25, and the 1 all work together. And then watch for the 6 and the 55. Expect them to work together here as well.
Oh, man,
This is going to be all to play for
here.
Yes,
it is.
And
this
watch the momentum. I think this is where it's going to happen once that momentum shifts. Oh, contact between the 06.
Look at the moves. There
Yep,
they go.
There they go. Oh, look at Eric Glory contact with the 06 there of Cody Nagels.
Wow, look at all the momentum Zach just lost.
Yeah, he lost all of his pushers. Now he's going to pick up
Oh,
Bud
man.
Steele and Dean Wilkinson. Ah, man, these guys are fighting tooth and nail. So now you got Gabe leading, Kevin Freeze behind him, Eric Glory behind them. So don't expect to see anything change there. Those guys are going to stay lockstep with each other. So now, again, it's going to be up to Cody to get that charge in that second lane. And I think now it's going to be basically who feels like they have the best pushers, because I think Gabe is going to feel better about staying committed to the 25 on the inside line, but here comes that second group, though. That 18 starting to make a charge with the 06 as his pusher.
It's not over yet.
And again, if they get too crazy with each other, Dean Wilkinson's still right here to capitalize.
Yes,
I don't mean to harp on it, but these guys have been, they have been gunning at each other for just lap after lap. We're 2 to go here, Matt. Here comes the momentum to the outside line. Watch Kevin Freeze. He's going to start to get locked onto that one machine. But for Cody, make sure he doesn't get too hot too soon, because if he pushes for too long, that motor will pop and he will lose all the momentum for Zach Workman. So they got to push hard, but they got to watch their temperatures here. There goes the 06. He's going to jump up top there. I think he got hot, and he's going to switch over now to the 02, it looks like, of Seth Groover. Now is going to take over the pushing duties.
Oh, we got 4. It's 4 to go, Kyle.
I think you're a little bit behind here, Matt, because I'm showing 2 to go coming to the white this time by, sir.
Oh, boy.
We'll watch the flag. We'll see if that flag comes up. Yep, the white flag is out, Matt. We are 1 to go. Gabe Butler just ahead the nose at the line. So at this point, it is an official race. Will it be Gabe Butler, Zach Workman getting the win? Will it be someone else? Will it end in tears? Can Dean Wilkinson steal one away, the win or the championship, or both? These guys are pushing, and look how much room there's on the inside line. They are giving each other zero room here down the backstretch for the final time.
Oof.
Oh, a little bobble by Kevin, has to regain the position to get back onto the tail of that one. He does so. A little separation between the outside line, and right now it's looking good for the momentum, but here comes the second lane. They're going to have a charge at the outside line, but right now it's looking good for Gabe. Can he hold on and get the win? And yes, he does. Gabe's going to get the win the race, win the championship. Zach Workman's going to bring it home in second. Kevin Freeze in third. What a fight, Matt. We stay caution free. A couple incidents that probably could have, should have brought home or brought a yellow out. But oh my goodness, those guys, that was some of the most aggressive and some of the biggest moves in a race I've seen in a long time. These guys knew what was on the line here tonight.
Wow. I apologize for that. I actually had it on the wrong counter there. Yeah, that was my fault there, but wow. That was a close race. Man, oh man. This is about teamwork, dude. As you saw right there. That's what it takes to win.
Yeah, it does. And they all had teammates there. Zach was working with Seth, was working with Cody. Gabe was working with the 25 of Kevin Freeze and the 071 of Eric Glory. And it was all to play for, but they made the right moves at the right time, and our Season 3 champion, 2022 Season 3 champion, will be this number 1 right here of Gabe Butler. And again, a very, very hard-fought, well-deserved championship out of that number 1 machine. We'll watch him celebrate for just a little bit here on the front stretch, but then we got to jump around and say, and actually it'll work out pretty well, Matt, because we're going to start things off with his teammate, kind of his pusher tonight of Kevin Freeze, and it's going to be fun to see what they have to say about tonight, because like I said, it was intense tonight. right, so let's jump back here, Matt. Let's talk to our drivers here. We're going to start it off with that number 25, that beautiful looking Kellogg's paint scheme there. And so you can see as the profile picture, he's already in his tuxedo ready for our interview here tonight. But Kevin, this was a full moon type of a race tonight. Cautions that didn't bring out a caution. Super aggressive racing. I mean, some blocks, some huge shoves. I mean, you guys were going. I mean, it was like there was a championship on the line here tonight.
Oh yeah, that was. Oh my God, that was a lot of fun. Crazy, a lot harder than I wanted it to be, but it was so much fun out there.
So, I mean, obviously there's a couple crazy points. At one point, Gabe kind of gets pinned in between the 101 and the 18, and then finally gets the move he needs. He tries to jump top. The 18 kind of tries to block that, and he is able to get underneath him and get back by him. Did that at all hinder your thoughts of saying, you know what, this inside line may not be where we want to be? Because, yes, the yellow line is great to have, but at the same time, if you get kind of squeezed in down there again, I mean, that it could change a lot of things. I mean, how nervous were you guys, kind of being on the inside line coming to the end there?
So the time that I was actually more nervous about being on the bottom was the fact that it was for a long time. It was just me and Gabe on, and that was it down low, and we were having to work our tails off just to maintain where we were, and then we got a little help from Todd, and then all these other things there was a lot going on there. But once Gabe and I got back lined up together, I was okay. And I personally like pushing on the bottom because it leaves less variability with the line that the leader is going to run, especially in the Xfinity car, because you can push way harder in these than you can in the truck. Because the truck, that side draft, for some reason, once they get side drafted and you try to push the lead car, their tail end just goes all over the place, and you're just trying to catch up to them basically the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, and push you guys did. I mean, it was really impressive. There's some big saves from multiple drivers throughout that final run there. I know Gabe had a huge moment. Zach had a huge moment. I mean, I think I want to say Dean as well at one point as well. I mean, you guys, yeah, like I said, it was. There's one point where it almost looked like it was going to be kind of a breakaway with you, Gabe, and Zach, and I was like, if that's the case, then Zach's going to be in trouble because, I mean, obviously, you know, you've got a good teammate, and you're going to lock on and try to pick on him a little bit, if you will. But then Seth gets back there, Cody gets back there. But I feel like a big kind of swing to help you guys was catching Eric Laurie, who unfortunately had his pit stop miscue. And then he kind of tagged on to that bottom lane, and then you guys kind of surged like you're able to do there on that final lap or so. Were you able to like physically feel the difference of having that third car of Eric Laurie kind of tagged onto you?
Absolutely. When it's just two cars, you're just trying to manipulate the air off that front car just to get to that bumper. But once you have that third car with you, the side draft just impacts you less. You can recover from it. Like coming out of 4 there, we had enough of a lead, Gabe did, that the side draft was affecting me, and I was able to tell Eric, I just said, Eric, hit me. Like, just hit me. And then when I got back to Gabe's bumper, I could tell him, all right, I'm here. But having that third car makes a world of a difference.
Yeah, it was wild, and it's kind of crazy how it worked out because you basically had to you gave up your spot knowing that you were going to miss a couple races, and you basically had to help your teammate out against the guy that took the spot that you gave up there to get the win in the championship tonight. Is that one of those ones where it's? I mean, I know you guys love the competition, but it's like just go figure that's how it turns out at the end of these things, huh?
Yeah, and Zach did an awesome job. I think we had especially on that final run there, some of it was really, really tight racing where you could not make a mistake, because if you did, it was probably going to cost a whole lot of people a lot of very important things in terms of the championship. And I mean, what can you ask for coming to a finish of a championship? You can't ask for more than that. And it's awesome that Gabe got it. That's why I really, really wanted to make it a point to be here to help out the team any way I could tonight.
Well, I'm gonna definitely say I think you definitely job accomplished there to help the team out, and like I said, get the first and third finish, but like I said, get the championship here tonight. I say pulling up the final results actually, or I should final standings, and yeah, Gabe does indeed win that championship by 9 points after everything tonight over Zach. But man, before we let you go and celebrate with the team, and obviously we'll have to pull him in a little bit, but we got to give you the floor though for a great season, like I said, and also the selflessness, like you mentioned. 7 starts, 2 wins, 6 top 5s, and 7 top 10. So every race a top 10, and only 1 out of the top 5. I mean, a great season when you were able to make these things. So definitely the floor is yours here, man.
Yeah, huge thanks to you two for putting on the broadcast. It's enjoyable to go back and watch these and just be able to understand what happened better, because when you're in the car you don't really see everything that's going on around you. You think you do, but it was an awesome season. Thanks to the drivers, all the admin for their behind the scenes work, because we're an interesting group to try and wrangle all the time. And biggest thanks to all the teammates. It did a great job all season, just putting the team first. That's the number one thing for our group. We want to make sure individual stats are nice, but you got to make sure you take care of the team.
You guys did exactly that. So again, great job, great season, Kevin. We'll be shelving these Xfinity cars over the holidays. We're gonna be grabbing some next gen cars to bring up next season in a few weeks' time. So I know we've talked a little about it. I mean, how excited are you to make the switch from these Xfinity cars over to those next gens?
Oh, the next gen car it's not easy to fully get at first, but once you play with those cars, learn what they like in terms of how the draft especially works, because it's very different. The side draft means a lot more, but they're a lot of fun to drive, where you can take a run from 10th place, and if you have clean enough air, you can run all the way to the front. The leader can get cycled back to like 15th, 20th if they make a wrong move. So I can't wait for it.
It's going to be fun. So great job by then, Kevin. Go celebrate, and we'll chat with you here again hopefully soon in a couple weeks' time, man.
Thank you. Enjoy your night.
All right, so that was our third place finisher there, Kevin Fries. Saying just the way it works out, say probably for the best, so that way we can get a word from our runner-up tonight, and runner-up, unfortunately, in the championship, as well as Zach Workman. Man, Zach, that was intense. I mean, obviously you took it easy to kick off, and then ran the extra lap in the first run to kind of, I think, probably have a calmer pit entry. I feel like was the goal there. Switch up the strategy on that second stop, and then I mean that after the final stop, I mean it was all bets were off. You guys were going at it tooth and nail. Some huge saves for you, some huge saves for Gabe and Seth and Cody. I mean, it was a wild one here tonight with some incidents that didn't bring out the yellows, kind of thinned out the herd a little bit as well. I mean, just how crazy was it for you? And I mean, how much were you trying to kind of keep track of everything that was going on, knowing that how tight it was going into that final race in the points?
Oh, it was a whole lot. That first pit stop, I don't know how I made it through and did get an X there. I was sliding all over. I think the nerves kind of got me right there. That was a really nervous pit entry, but I was lucky enough to keep up with the pack and not hit anyone. So I kind of calmed down after that a bit. Then did our normal pit entry and stuff like that. And then it was just go time. When they went 4 wide, I don't even know who got into me. I think Randy or something. Just got into me. That gave me the 4X when I went on the apron. So I knew I had to stay in it because I couldn't afford to lose the draft at all. Thankfully, Vicente kind of checked up and got behind me a bit, kept me up there, and then he got ran over by someone. Not sure, so unfortunate for him, but it was a dogfight. Oh my god! And those last 20 laps were insane. My hands hurt. I'm tired. I was just trying to side draft him as close as possible. I feel like I actually raced a NASCAR race and just not sitting at home with my computer. But my god, I don't even know what to say. I'm out of breath. I'm just wow. It was a fight there. I tried to block and clear as clean as possible, not all the time it was great, but I knew I had to stay in
Yeah.
front of that one. And yeah, we tried. We gave her hell.
You can do what you got to do, man, to keep Gabe back there. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough. He's one tough guy to bring down. As you know, he's pretty much a former champion of here in Area 51. He's pretty much unbeatable. And next season, we'll see a little bit different in the Cup cars. Hopefully, someone would be able to take him down.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, he doesn't need another one. He's got like 27 of all his iRacing championships, so you know we could have used one. But no, it was a great battle. I'm glad that it turned out the way it did, like between us just battling on the last lap, instead of like maybe some team play in question. But I'm just glad that we got side by side, and it was just us. Well, it was just me and him versus each other on the last lap. So. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, we're probably gonna go to bed after this. I'm pretty tired.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man. Like you said, yeah, you guys were going after it tooth and nail. It was a lot of fun. I mean, Matt and I were definitely on the edge of our seats, and then some at times during the race, especially, like I said, pretty much that whole final run. It was super intense, and I mean, and that's what we kind of expect to see. And like I said, it definitely wasn't one of those where it wasn't a plate safe playoff race. You guys were said, you know what, we're going after this thing tooth and nail, and that's what we love to see. It was, like I said, it was super exciting, and pretty much as everybody I've seen kind of chime in or mention, they all was like, that was a lot of fun. So like I said, you get a week off to kind of recoup before we make the big switch over to the next gen cars for kind of the little winter season, if you will, kind of a quick 6-race schedule over there to kind of just get everybody used to the new car before we kick it off in 2023, man. So before we let you go and rest and recover, I definitely want to give you the floor for any thanks and shouts for the runner-up tonight and a great season, getting second in points as well.
Shout out to my team, Cody and Vicente. I joined with them halfway through the season, and we've just been really clicking off these finishes the last 5 or so weeks, having a Cinderella playoff run, really. Got to thank our RBN podcast for jumping on board. So close to getting in the winner's circle and championship. We also had Bud and Dean kind of helping with me, so that was good. We had some reinforcements, but thank you guys for the broadcast the entire season. I can't wait to watch this after I sleep for 11 hours. And gotta congratulate Gabe. We're teammates on Monday, so this is gonna be a fun Monday tomorrow. Just like talking over it, but no, just a great championship battle. Really good competitor, and you know, I can't speak more highly of Gabe. Just well deserved. Had 3 or 4 wins or however many wins, I don't care. But he deserved it tonight. He raced his butt off, so I'm glad he got it.
Yeah, you definitely kept him honest there, and yeah, I'm sure he wouldn't have it any other way. So, but yeah, great job, Zach. Like I said, go get your beauty sleep here, and I say get those 12 hours in, and I say then you can check out the podcast once you're up in the morning. But yeah, good job. Enjoy this one. Looking forward to seeing you up again soon. It's gonna be fun to see what you guys have in store from and see kind of what challenges that next gen brings. So great job tonight, man.
Thank you.
All right, Matt. That leaves us one person left to chat with. And that is going to be our season champion race winner in that number 1 of Gabe Butler. And surprisingly, the first championship of the 2023 season over here on the Xfinity side on Sunday nights, because it was Sebastian Mayer and Peter DeBorgia getting the first 2 of 2023. So, man, Gabe, that was an eventful one, I feel like, for you tonight. But so you went through a little bit of everything, kept it clean up until the very end. Unfortunately, got a little bit of contact, not really much of your doing. But I think the move of the race to me, though, is you and Kevin. You see 3 wide, and I told Matt, I was like, I don't know where they're going to go. All the lanes are taken. And you and Kevin said, yeah, I see another lane open here. And you guys went to the top 4 wide and got a little tight there, a little bit of contact. Everybody held on to it. But that, I think, was the move to get you guys up to the front to then be able to kind of play defense at the end and do what you had to do to try to win the race and win the championship tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was without a doubt the move that got us there. Kevin just did a tremendous job pushing and being a teammate all night. So as you well know, you're nothing without your teammates here, and that really proved it tonight. All the guys, even some of them had bad luck, got back in there and helped. Eric came back in at the end there and got his 3 on the bottom and kept us going forward. And somehow Kevin managed to keep his car cool. I don't know how, but or didn't blow up. So yeah, we got to cross the line ahead of Zach there. I mean, that's the way you want a championship to go. The top 2 battling at the end. Tooth and nail. And Zach gave it a hell of a run this year, so he did a fantastic job. And it was a blast of a race. I got to tell you, man, that was an absolute blast.
Yeah, that was a wild one, and I'd say the one thing Matt and I talked about, we finally, I think, saw what we would have done or what we will do differently next season, obviously, because there's a couple incidents that with some of the rule changes we're looking into implementing for next season, where there was a wreck that included a few drivers but didn't bring out the yellow, where the admins would have probably thrown that in the future, but obviously don't want to make kind of changes mid-season. So I mean, obviously you being in the loop of what's going to be going on with a lot of stuff, I mean, were there things that you noticed as a driver / admin where it's like, okay, yeah, that would have been different in this race versus maybe next time by, or were you just kind of fully zoned in and like, I'm putting my admin hat on later. I'm all out just for the race right now.
Well, tonight I'm sure some stuff happened that may have brought out a caution with the new rules, but I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just was eyeballing Zach the whole night. Well, at the end anyway, and just wasn't even thinking about admin stuff. So just trying to concentrate on racing, and luckily enough we were able to get across the line ahead of him.
Yeah, and that's the question I actually had as well, because Matt and I were talking, and the whole race I was kind of harping. I was like, I know they're focused on each other because it's only a 2-point difference, but man, just lurking behind you guys, there was only 13 points between you guys and Dean. So it's like, if you got too focused on each other and had any mistakes, I mean, Dean was right there to pounce as well. Did you have kind of like, were you still kind of peeking over at that 55 as well, or were you pretty much fully focused on Zach pretty much the whole race?
Oh, no. I definitely was keeping an eye on Dean, and he reminded us a few times that he was there. He got up front, got the lead, and I think he got his lap, and he rolled to the back there. So yeah, I mean, these super speedways, anything can happen. Even though you're 13, 14 points behind, something could have happened to me or Zach, and Dean could have shot right in there and took it. But luckily, we had some really good Irish luck on our side tonight, and some extra Kellogg's cornflakes pushing us.
Yeah, so you had Brian Tierney on there a little earlier as well tonight. But man, we won't keep you too long because I know you want to go celebrate. Because that was just, like I said, a great race. I think pretty much everybody on all aspects of the race, it seemed like everybody was pretty much full smiles at the end of that one, because that wasn't a play it safe, get to the finish. That was, we're going after it tooth and nail, and we're gonna win this championship, not back into it, man. So a great job. Definitely a huge congrats from all of us to you on winning the race and the championship as well. And definitely want to give you the floor for any and all thanks and shout outs, man.
Well, first and foremost, a massive shout out to the Boot Knocker boys there. They just a fantastic job the whole night. And again, you're nothing on these super speedways without your teammates, and if that didn't prove it, nothing will. So a massive shout out to them, and all credit is due to them. And of course, Area 51 for putting this on, and we're looking forward to next year with the next gen and see how that works out. And of course, yourself there, Gail and Matt, for doing a fantastic job broadcasting. I think this one will be a lot of fun going back and looking at it.
Yeah, this one was definitely a wild one. I'd say we definitely enjoyed it for sure, man. And so obviously kicking off the first championship of championship week, if you will, because next up we'll have Tuesday will be the Indy Series, and following it up will be the Thursday Truck Series Championship as well here at Talladega once more. So, Gabe, we won't keep you any longer. Congrats again, man, and go ahead and celebrate with your team.
All right, fellas, I appreciate it. Have a good evening.
You too, bud.
Thank you.
All right, Matt. So while we obviously still watching the one celebrate a little bit here, we still have to go through our final results because, man, I said there was a lot of stuff going on in that race. Unfortunately, some drivers didn't have the formal results they were looking for, as we'll pull those up as we speak. As Gabe Butler gets the win by 43 thousandths of a second over Zach Workman. Kevin Freeze there 600ths off. And we got Seth Groover in fourth. Dean Wilkinson rounding out our top five. And then Cody Nagels, Robert Rock, David Bone, and JD Crow are final drivers on the lead lap there, but you can see they were 16 seconds off the back. And then multiple drivers a lap down here tonight with all the craziness that was going on that unfortunately Yellows didn't come out for. Bud Steele, the first of those there in the top 10. Todd Siebels returns to the track with an 11th place. Tom Dixon, Vicente Guerrero, Robert Jordan, Randy Miner, Eric Laurie are first two down in that 16th place in 071. Then Bob Fitzgerald in the 17th spot, James Peterson in 18th. Just a tough night overall for him, but definitely expect to see more out of him over the coming weeks in the new season. Then you got the Richard Sanchez, Jimmy Crow Jr., and unfortunately early exits for Robert DuPont in the 07 machine. But Matt, somehow that's the season, and Gabe Butler is our champion here tonight. But wow, that was a full out brawl there to the end to win that title. There was no just after you. It was, hey, I want this thing. I'm gonna take this title.
I say probably the key turning point of that race was him, Gabe Butler and Kevin Freese being 4-5 seconds back up the lead pack. That was pretty much the turning point of the race. Them catching back up did them dividends, and that won him the race.
Yeah, I say getting back up there and then taking that momentum, going straight to the top, and then going for the fourth lane there. They weren't going to just sit and ride. They say, you know what, we got to win this race. We need to get up there. And there was, like I said, 3 lanes were taken, but they said, I still see a 4th lane up there. There's room. We'll make it happen. And unfortunately, a little bit of contact when that was all said and done there. But there was room. But just, unfortunately, I say it's when you start to get tight, everybody's going to react and make a little bit extra move, and that's where that contact occurred. But yeah, just a great job by those guys. And like I said, Matt, we've got 2 more to go though. Obviously, Tuesday night we got Indianapolis Motor Speedway is coming up as the finale. As these things stand, Nick DeGroot has a decent lead over Jeff Heisong. Craig Forsyth there in 3rd, yourself in 4th. So you guys are the top 4 by a fair margin, but I'd say it's probably between Nick and Jeff. It's going to be fun. I mean, and it's Indy. I mean, I say we're going to see some new faces, probably some faces we haven't seen in a little while jumping in, because you can't not race Indy. It's going to be a lot of fun over there. But Nick DeGroot's going to try to run the table of 2023. And then Thursday night, Kevin Freese, pusher of Gabe Butler, is going to be hoping to get return favor because he has a 16-point margin over Gabe, and then 17 over Vicente and Dean Wilkinson. So there's still a good four-truck battle there for that championship as well. So it's all to play for, and we're going to have a small break and then a quick little 6-race season after that to kind of kick off the end of the year before the Christmas, New Year's holiday, and then before we start up strong, I should say, in 2023.
Well, guys, been a heck of a season. I really do appreciate you letting me in here with you.
It's always a pleasure doing these with you, man. It's so much fun. These guys make it easy for us, I feel like. But yeah, that's going to do it for us tonight. Hope you have a wonderful evening. Hope you enjoyed the race tonight. Like I said, don't go anywhere. Tuesday and Thursday night, we got some great racing action to come for those series as well. So stick around for those. But as always, hope you all have a wonderful evening. Stay safe. Take care. And until Tuesday, have a good night, everyone.
Y'all take care.